mix in, can't play banana ball in NCAA baseball, but what are the ways that where we can tap into what Jesse has built with banana ball, where you get people who want to come to a baseball game, not just for what's happening between the white lines, but the entertainment value that's happening all around. And so we've sparked a lot of ideas as going into as simple as going into the stands to salute the veterans in the fourth inning, to then adding on, concerts and carnivals and fan fests and things where it actually creates an energy and a buzz, and think like Truist Park and the Battery outside of the Braves stadium, where it's, just as much fun to be out there in that restaurant, retail, mixed use space, where you have a lot to do and a lot of entertainment. And it, just that to me, obviously we want to be the last team standing, and ultimately that'll create the most interest. But in the meantime, we can build something that also is a high draw for wanting to come and watch some baseball around here too.
Absolutely. And sticking on, kind of the changes sides of things as we've gone into, yet another college baseball season coming up. But wondering, Coach, just throughout all of the different positions you've held and things like that, what's different about Clemson than any other experience that you've had so far during your coaching career?
Well, it's, I guess you could say, I heard a wise man, Jerry Weinstein, once said that the grass is brown everywhere. It's only green where you water it, right? And nowhere's perfect. And, all the stops I've been as a head coach, you had an easy point to of all the things that could be wrong, whether it was, the facilities and lack of tradition at Maryland or the weather at Michigan. But Clemson is one of those places that, it's hard to poke holes in this place, because you got a great conference, you got great weather, you got a great academic school, you got history and tradition. The one thing that we don't have, the thing that's avoiding us, that's elusive, is winning that first national championship. And then obviously the recent trips to Omaha, it's been way too long. But it's just one of those places, the infrastructure, the support system from the administration, that is such a big deal. From a coaching standpoint, if an athletic director and a president in a university are behind your sport, you can be good in any sport. And we're very fortunate to have Graham Neff and President Jim Clements, and, just a very strong community behind us. So it's all the things in place, the infrastructure in place, that really is just a no comparison type of thing. And it's just been a great experience so far, going on year 4, and excited to keep climbing this mountain.
Yeah, the constant changes in athletics, right, that are constantly going. And the one change I found that's been amusing you guys have, and I'm going to flip the subject a little bit, but the bullpens, it's got a lot of interest out there. I find that awesome. I mean, you don't want to have a fun environment for the visiting team to come in there. So when people complain about that, I feel like you've done your job. I mean, you don't want the cushy environment for the visitor to be in there. I mean, if the visitors are comfortable and it's easy for them, it's a bad job, right? I mean, when it's all said and done.
100%. I mean, the ACC and the SEC is filled with hostile environments, and previously, before we made the changes to the visiting team bullpen, I mean, that, that was, you could play long toss in there. It was so big. And so part of it wasn't as much of, hey, let's cram the visitors in this tiny bullpen. That ended up being a positive unintended consequence. It was more, hey, can we capture this space and create like a beer garden? Can we create an entertainment space? Can we get fans closer to the field? Like, this is prime real estate right on the field here. And we're giving it to the opposing team's pitchers, and it's way too much space than they need. So it worked out perfectly. We're looking at all different areas to put the visiting team bullpen. We even talked about going behind the outfield fence, and it just worked out really well to be able to put it right on the field. And then, you're hovering over the target when opposing coaches don't like it. It's in a good spot, and it's been one of the unique things now to this facility, that students love it, our fans love it, opposition hates it. So I'm all for it.
100%. All right. Well, recruiting wise, let's kind of flip a little bit. Recruiting, when you guys are out looking for players, right? Whether it's the high school player, whether it's a transfer player, what are some key things that you guys are focusing in on that you're looking to bring a player in? And I know that's a broad and always a tough question, right? You're always looking for great players, blah, blah, blah. But what are some things that you guys as a staff are looking to hone in on as players to bring them in, and what maybe another player that's looking to get to that next level can do some things that they can work on to try to get to that next level?
Yeah, sure. So this was actually going to be one of my next Instagram posts, since I'm assistant content creator over here now too. So it's, coaches, I would tell the young kids that are listening, coaches trust their eyeballs. And that's why we go out all over the country and look at all the events, PBR events, all the events out there to, reputable events. We trust reliable data. And reliable data is kind of a new currency in recruiting, where rosters are being cut. They're limited. They're 15% smaller than they used to be. The portal is on fire. And so reliable data is really, really important. And then we trust the relationships, the opinions of the relationships of people that we know and trust, who have, been trusted friends and agents of, our programs in the past, that have sent us players in the past, or just someone, like yourselves, who see a lot of good players and have a lot of good comparisons and know what's out there. Those three things are paramount. But when it comes to reliable data, people say stats or metrics, and I would say both. You don't want to just, if you're a recruit, don't just put stats out there, because the one thing that we don't like as coaches is we don't like not knowing the level of competition. You may have great stats, but you're playing the sisters of the poor, and it's like, who cares, right? The stats don't matter if it's not good competition, and we all know there's a lot of watered down tournaments out there. And then metrics are great, because it gives us a comparison of how you stack up against our team, because we know the metrics of our team, and that's like the ball flight data. But if you don't have stats to go with it, then it's one of those things where, how do we know if you're actually a winning player who makes winning plays in the games or has winning performances? Are you just one of those, showcase guys or facility guys that you got great metrics, but hey, nobody cares how hard you throw ball four, right? So it's putting the two of those things together, and then in conjunction, bigger picture with, what we see when we go watch, even though it's small sample size, but we got to be able to put our eyes on it. And then having that reliable data, knowing that this is legit info, and then also, getting the opinions of people we trust.
Absolutely. And speaking more on the recruiting side as well, Coach, obviously you've only been in the state of South Carolina now for a couple of years, but just as far as high school talent goes around this area, we kind of have this mantra of, little old SC, like we get overlooked when it comes to, the grand scheme of things between North Carolina and Georgia, especially. You see a lot of talent come out of there. And so I think people just kind of overlook the state as a whole. Speak to, maybe the level of talent in the state, and, how it has kind of grown over the years.
Man, they shouldn't overlook South Carolina, because pound for pound, we'll go against anybody. I mean, those other states, Florida and Georgia, they just have much bigger populations. And the amount of quality players that are coming out of our state per capita, if you were to just look at the amount of players leaving this state relative to the size and population of this state, we can hold our own with anybody. And then you look at Coastal Carolina, South Carolina, Clemson, and all the teams that are doing well in our state. I mean, you got three legit programs that compete on a national stage every year. It's just one of those states that, it's hard to pick out, the top few states of baseball producing states without mentioning South Carolina, at least towards the top for sure.
Coach, I'm on Sammy's getting ready to talk. Sorry, Sammy. Coach, I'm going to switch gears here in a way. You've coached in most of the major conferences in college baseball, but sometimes the ACC gets a little flack, but talk to the strength of the ACC as a baseball conference.
Yeah, I mean, it gets flack if you're just looking at, if you look at postseason representation and drafted players. Well, yeah, the SEC has, in recent memory, has had the edge. But if you look at those two, if you look at the region of the country where the ACC and the SEC is located, and especially the teams that are in the Southeast in the ACC, they all blend together. And I know that, that the difference, I would tell you, having coached in the SEC for 7 years, it used to be, because I used to be in the ACC when Maryland was in the ACC, And there was always, when I was first a head coach, feels like forever ago, there was definitely a top half and a bottom half to the ACC. And the SEC, I remember, having the edge because there wasn't as big of a delineation between the top half and the bottom half, and you had teams that could host a regional, in any given year and could be in the top 25 in any given year. And the ACC has actually, in the last 10 years, has erased that line really, really well. And, when Link Jarrett was at Notre Dame, he's taken Notre Dame to the World Series, and even the schools that are not in the great climates of the Southeastern climate are still doing, well. And what Mike Gambino did at Boston College a couple years ago, there's just a lot of great programs that even aren't maybe the historical blue bloods that you would think of when you think of ACC baseball, that now you better play well, because anybody can beat anybody, and anybody could have one of those surprise type seasons where you look up and the team you weren't expecting in the ACC is ranked in the top 10 and projected to be a national seed.
Yeah, the league. I mean, I always joke. I was lucky enough to play in the ACC back when I felt like it was like the ACC. Now it's a national ACC, and just the growth, right? The growth of playing top-notch players across the country, right? Your guys get to play people across the country, which I think is unique and special for your players, which you don't always get to do that. You guys are flying across the country. You're playing people from California, up in the Northeast and the Midwest and the Southeast. I think that makes for a unique experience as a college player. And we're going to kind of stay on your train right here. I think this is neat and special on you. You've had some incredible mentors, right? Some people you've coached under that are Hall of Famers, going to be Hall of Famers, and who you played for, right? And talk about some of those mentors in your game and who've grown you as a coach and to help you get to where you are. And I'll get to the players coming up in the way, but let's talk about you and who's helped you grow to get to where you're at today.
Yeah, I mean, remember I was a California junior college player, and jumped on a plane and go all the way across the country to play at East Carolina, and I did it because I believed in, what I was hearing from this coach named Keith LeClaire, and his assistant was Randy Mazie, and the other coach was Todd Raleigh, and then the next year the assistant coach was Kevin McMullen. So just an amazing coaching staff at ECU. But, unbeknownst to me, going to East Carolina, I had no idea I was joining a branch of the Jack Leggett coaching tree. And ultimately, that's why, I feel like I went to East Carolina to become a coach. It was great playing there, had an unbelievable experience, wouldn't trade it for the world, but it was to join Coach LeClaire and Jack Leggett's coaching tree. And Coach LeClaire is the one who set me up with the volunteer coaching position. I'll never forget, I was, it's the fall of 2001. I'm thinking I'm going back to play another year of independent ball. I'm hitting in the cage at East Carolina. Keith LeClaire walks by and says, there's a volunteer coaching position open at Clemson. And I said, really? I said, you think that's something I should be interested in? And I proceed to take a swing that looks something like that. And he says, yes, you need to do that. In fact, I'll call Jack Leggett right now. And so then he does. He calls Jack Leggett right then. Next week, I'm driving from Greenville, North Carolina, to Clemson, South Carolina. Coach Leggett sits me down and says, Keith LeClaire says I should offer you the job. Do you want the job, yes or no? I'm like, hell yes, I'm in. Let's go. He goes, great. Let's go next door and you can meet the assistant coaches. And this is back in the day when the assistant coaches all share an office. So he opens the door, meet Kevin O'Sullivan, the pitching coach, meet Tim Corbin, the recruiting coordinator, and that's your little cubicle right there. And so Tim Corbin and I just, hit it off. He really took me under his wing. He was a great mentor, a great friend, still is to this day. And I just told him, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to work the hours you work. And man, I did not know what I was signing up for when I said that, because that was like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. It's like date night with he and his wife. We're folding and stuffing letters in the office till 10 p.m. But it was awesome. Excited to set the alarm clock that every night to get back up and do it again. And so our relationship and our connection was the main reason why he asked me to go with him when he got the job in the summer of 2002 to go to Vanderbilt. And build that program with a Clemson blueprint. And, you know, because back then Clemson was, you know, oh, hamstring cramp, that's not good. Clemson Clemson was the program that, you know, was on top. And so that was awesome to build that with him.
Coach, we'll go with this.
Hold on, I got to stretch real quick. Hang on, don't go anywhere.
This is the first time ever. Look at
First time ever. First time ever.
Well, you know, I'm doing legs with these guys and trying to keep up with the damn players. And, you know, 47 probably, you know, got to watch out.
Well, I also saw that sprint on your as your assistant content creator when you put that one out there. So I don't know if that is still.
Oh yeah, with JP.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still affecting you at all.
I really did beat him in slip and slide at youth camp. He'll never admit that, but that's because he wasn't trying, and I was, of course, going as hard as I could.
It's still lingering right now. That's still getting you.
It is, yeah, it is. Like you know, if we're gonna race, I'm gonna try to beat him.
Hey. Coach, we got Sean right here. I'm gonna hop to this one before they get to some other questions. The rivalry, Carolina-Clemson, arguably one of the best rivalries. Sammy's been a part of it. Arguably one of the best in the country, if not the best. What makes it so special between South Carolina and Clemson?
Well, it's just the state divided. It's two awesome fan bases. It's two great programs. You know, it is the best college baseball rivalry. I mean, bar none. I mean, you just have so much passion with these fan bases already. And then you put the success of the baseball programs and, you know, it's one of those things where if you're a player on either side and you get to participate in it, there's just nothing like it. There really isn't. It is just, you know, it's going to be intense, nail biter, you know, just types of games. And it is so much fun to be a part of. And that's, you know, I've been saying that since the press conferences when I got hired is, you know, the way that we are going to respect this rivalry is we're going to, you know, focus on it and put our attention and energy on it every single day. And so it's something that we focus on and we talk about a lot in this program. It's not just when we play South Carolina week 3 of the season. We're talking about it all the time.
Yeah, hopefully maybe you'll let us get one this year too. We'll see. Maybe not.
Well, nobody's going to take it easy on anyone.
Exactly. Coach, one more thing for me. I'm wondering, you know, obviously we've got our event coming up here at Clemson at the end of January. Just wondering from your perspective as a coach and as a recruiter, you know, how does prep baseball work its way into your process of going through players and other things like, you know, your evaluation process through players?
Well, it's one of those events, Sean, that, you know, going back to coaches trusting their eyes. We know when we go to a prep baseball event that we're going to get reliable data. We trust your guys' opinions. You guys see, you know, tons of players, not just in South Carolina, but all over the country. And so we know we're going to a quality event that's going to put forth the kids to be able to showcase themselves or put themselves in an environment where it's good against good. So you're not watching these watered down types of events and you get to see good players against good players. And then the way that you guys run the showcase and the data and the metrics that go behind it is very reliable. We know we're going to see really quality data that's going to help us make the best decisions. And
I'm gonna go one more while we're kind of still on that recruiting train, and then we'll let you go hit up that the training room here in a little bit. But
God, I know I'm getting old, Sammy. Jeez.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
How do you have a hamstring? Can't pull the damn hammy sitting here on a Zoom call? You got to be kidding me. I did. I went heavy today with legs. I went too heavy. I'm not. You know.
We might be able to get you some kind of deal on this thing. If we got anybody out there listening that's got some kind of deal for Coach Bakich out there, let's hook him up. You know what I mean?
I've been taking creatine, and I think that's what it is. Just, you know,
We need to
trying
get
to
some
keep
body
up with
armor. I don't know what you guys got out there. I don't know what y'all still are. What we can get. Y'all can get anything these days. It don't matter.
Look,
Does
hey,
it?
look. For all the affiliate brands out there, we are open for business. Okay, we'll take all the deals. All right,
Take a drip drop, body armor. Don't matter. Let's go.
come
Flood
on.
them in. Flood them into Clemson, Coach Bakich. Just let us get a little bit of a kickback. We'll be all right.
Deal. Done deal.
One last thing on this one, and right, this is kind of a two-way street because you live it both ways now. You're doing it as a coach, but also as a dad. About to hit it in this one. What advice would you give the up and coming high school kids, right, that are trying to get themselves to that next level? What advice would you give your son as a dad, right? Eliminate the coach speak as your dad there, but what advice would you give these these up and coming high school kids that are going to try to go, hey, I want to get there in today's day and age, right? 10, 15 years ago, right? You remember you go to a tournament and there's hundreds of coaches anywhere and kids would almost like fall into scholarship offers because of they were everywhere. Now the college coaches aren't maybe out as much as they used to be, especially with the transfer portal and all that. But what would you tell these kids to keep? Obviously, growth and development's first and foremost, but what do we do to make sure we're getting where our ultimate goal is to be?
Yeah, you're right. College coaches are not going to the underclass events anymore. One, because we can't talk to the kids. You know, we can't talk to them till August 1st, prior to their junior year. So there's, we'll really start paying attention. We'll have an idea of who those guys, top freshmen are and top sophomores are, but it's really the summer before their junior year that we're really starting to really bear down, because we're putting a call list together and an offer list together and so on, and a visit list. But the two pieces of advice I would tell these kids is, number one, make sure you're hanging around the right people, right? If you want to be a loser, hang out with losers. If you want to be a future millionaire, hang out with future millionaires. So in the baseball world, surround yourself with people who are on that same mission as you, that are highly driven and actually maybe better than you. And they motivate you, they inspire you, they're pushing you to be a better player, better athlete, better person. So that would be a piece of advice. Number one is make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. Piece of advice number two is we live in a world where this has a lot of value. In fact, it's the currency of the kids, when they can get likes and follows and influence on social media and status is this currency for them. And so they love to post stuff, whether it's a highlight reel or, flying their commitment flag for whatever. And I would say, instead of focusing on that, just keep the target on growth. You mentioned that word growth, but here's the point about growth. You got to run your own race, and you got to measure against your best, not other people. And other people are early bloomers, and it's not always the early bloomers who are the best players. A lot of times it's the late bloomers, and it's the guys who keep the target on just improvement, and they measure against their personal best and they try to beat that. And they're always measuring against what they did and how they can improve. And they're just even though they may still be behind another guy, some guy may still throw harder, run faster, hit it farther, doesn't matter. Run your fastest race, keep the target measured against your personal best, and just keep setting PRs for yourself. And you start stacking those wins for yourself over and over and over, and eventually you're going to level up yourself and be ready, because the game will tell you when you're ready. And instead of spending money on the wrong stuff, there needs to be the right showcases, the right tournaments, the right events, but got to put in an investment into yourself, in your training, and into improvement, instead of going to the wrong events where people don't have reliable data and don't have trustworthy coaches, or nobody's watching. So those two pieces of advice: surround yourself with the right people and keep the target on personal growth. I think everything starts to fall into place, especially for those young kids, to when they do get recruit ready, they'll at least have their best foot forward.
Yeah. You see it, we see it a lot, and y'all see it, you see it every single day, but you'll especially like once we kind of went through that future game time frame for us. You see a lot of kids out there, and they're measuring themselves against the kids they played with or against, and they're wondering, why is he getting recruited and I'm not, or why is he getting this scholarship offer and I'm not? And it's like, well, why aren't you worrying about what you can control and what you can do better on yourself and get yourself better and do those things? And I know it's easy because, like you said, we all have these phones, and you're seeing little Timmy got this, little Johnny got that. I outperformed him in this thing. Why am I not getting that? And that's easy, easy trap to fall into.
It is a trap, because you got to understand on the other side who's looking and who's making those decisions. And so kids don't understand the scout lens or the recruiter lens, but they understand when they're walking in the high schools with their buddy, and their buddy says, "Damn, that girl's hot. Look at her, man. Wow. I like her hair. I like her eyes, like her smile, like her body." And the kid looks at his buddy and goes, "Nah, not for me." Right? That's scouting. That's recruiting, right? What looks good to somebody doesn't look good to other people, right? So it's all the lens of who's watching. And so, there could be a great player who's got great tools, but somebody just isn't interested, doesn't see it, or doesn't fit the needs assessment for what the roster construct that they're doing for that year. They already got a catcher. They already got a couple of, three-quarter righties with a slider, and they need more of an over-the-top guy with a depth curveball, or vice versa, right? They got enough left-handed hitters. Or, there's no such thing as enough left-handed hitters, but they have a needs assessment they're looking to fill, right? And it's just one of those things that it shouldn't be taken personal by the kid. It's just every coach has a short roster now, a 34-man roster, and they're making decisions based on what they feel like it puts the best team on the field. And a lot of times they fill those positions. It's not that the kid's not good. They just already fulfill the need.
Coachy, first of all, appreciate you hopping on. I know I can't wait to sit in the Cajun Cafe this year. And if you see a guy shirtless up there, that'll be me. Just make sure.
I might be up there with you, Drew. I know where I'm going if I get ejected.
Come on, Coach. I'll be shirtless after the seventh inning. But nonetheless, Coach, I know I'm fired up to see you guys, and we appreciate you hopping on and kind of breaking some things down for us.
Hey, man, anytime. Thank you, guys. Appreciate all you do for the state of South Carolina and the state of baseball in South Carolina. You guys are awesome.
Coach, appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care of that hamstring.
Yeah.
We ain't getting no younger here now, so let's
man, that's never
hydrate.
That's yeah. What do we need? We need Element, Liquid IV. We'll take all the hydration.
Let's load them up.
Go,
Load them up. There's got to be somebody out there that can take care of you. So let's go.
Let's get some potassium right there.
Potassium.
I do. Where's the bananas around here? Come on. They're all on the field. That's where the bananas are.
100%.
Yeah.
Coach, we appreciate it nonetheless. Look forward to seeing you guys. Appreciate it.
Good luck this year. Appreciate you.
Thank you, fellas. All right. See ya.
We got to get switched to a three. We got to switch to a. There we go. Boom.
3-man weave's back.
3-man weave is back.
Big shout out to Coach Bakich hopping
Yes.
on here.
Huge.
Battling through injury on this.
How many people can? I mean, it just built different in God's country. I mean, if you would have been in another city right now, we would have had to end the stream.
We'd have been calling the 911.
Kids, you might be worse than that. It might be like hospice or something. But anyway, Sean's out now. Sean's done. I really like the shit talking about Bakich to open the show, especially about Sean. I told Sean it was coming. Maybe
30-point win. That's all I care about, Coach. 30 points.
30?
Right.
30?
30.
It should happen. Why are you surprised?
No, just telling you.
Sean's gonna. I heard Sean was picking the Gamecocks to sweep this year. He was.
Yeah, we'll
I
see.
don't know, Coach Espo. He might not do that anymore after the comments he got after the last.
Got
one.
smoked. Got smoked.
God,
You got
annihilated.
smoked.
Got annihilated.
Only reason I did is you came out swinging, and of course ended up being completely correct. I was like, all right, I thought you was going to go 2-1.
I wasn't really swinging, Sean.
well as
He
it turned
just
out.
it was a check swing for him last year, but
yes.
I have insider trading.
insider, but yeah.
Some difference. We traded
Yeah.
stuff out. All right. Let's get to the good part. Just kidding. Coachy, high school preview shows have kicked off. We've got a
rolling.
good of them. A lot more to come. If you have not signed up for your preview show, make sure you do that, Coach, as soon as possible, right?
Hey, yeah, 100%. Hey, me and Sean were talking about this one earlier. One of our preview shows was one of our highest. Now I think it's going to get booted by this by this show right here. But one of our preview shows was one of our, or the thing was one of the biggest clicked links we've had posted out there. So high school preview show, a lot of people, a lot of interest on that one.
And if coaches, if you're watching and want to go and sign up, you scan that QR code right there. It'll take you straight to the sign up link. So make sure, hey, it's
up here somewhere. It's up there. That code with a duck in the middle of it.
It's got a duck, quack quack.
But yeah, I mean they've been awesome so far, right? You know, coaches getting an opportunity to talk about their programs, getting to talk about their players. You know, majority of the coaches we've had so far are returning coaches, so they've got an opportunity to talk about their team last year and some past players that helped them out, and then obviously looking forward to this year and some guys looking to step up. So they've been a lot of fun, and we've been off to a hot start with those so far, and obviously a lot more to go. And I think the one thing that stood out so far is the excitement, because they know what's right around the corner, high school season. And as one of them said last night, the weather has really reminded them that it is the start of the high school season. So getting nice and cold, it's high school time. High school.
I tell you, it's easy. It's easy to talk to those coaches too after you've done a high school scout day and kind of have an idea of their program and all that kind of stuff already. So yeah, it's definitely, obviously as we'll meet up with the guys again after having conversation with them during those scout days. So hopefully we'll zero in on more of those next year, so our preview shows can be even better. Looking forward to it.
1,000%, Coach Smith.
We'll see if we can break the 20. We had 24 right last year.
Yes, we had 24 last year.
I think we're going to be close. I think we're going to be able to break that. So we'll leave that QR code up for a minute here. Anyway, let's see. Coach, winter hitting update is upon us very soon.
Coach, we're a little over a month away from heading back down to Conway, South Carolina. I'm an elite facility down there for Mike Williams' place down there. So last year was the first time we did that hitting only, TrackMan blast, TrackMan video, obviously all video stuff, social media. Last year, a lot of fun. First time doing that one. Kind of split it up, underclassmen, upperclassmen, tons of hitting, tons of video, tons of data, right? We talked about listening to Coach Bakich and listening to getting the data to be able to compare to not only your peers and your players and also in development and growth of yourself, but from the recruiting side, they can see how you're comparing to players in their program. But it was a lot of fun last year, a lot of competition, handing out some gear to some winners of each the underclass and upper class, and a great facility down there. They got big screen TVs. We can throw the TrackMan on there so the guys can see what the numbers are on there, and just a tons of fun down there. But last year worked out wonderful how it split with the underclass and upperclassmen. So hopefully same thing this year, but we'll be heading down there December 13th.
13th. Coach, what kind of gear are we talking about? Because I know I posted the event and I just saw it says gear. Like, what was given out last year? Because I'm intrigued
for the winners.
Yeah,
last year we gave out hats.
Hats. Okay, all right.
Hats were last year. We'll see what happens this year. TBD.
I need like a sliding mitt or something. One of those oven mitts. That would be a good one from Mizuno.
But I don't think you're going to win anything.
Well, I don't say I need one, but if I was to, I got you. We'll
see what happens. We'll see. Yeah. Hey, Coach Smith, me and you are going to be somewhere next week, where maybe we can solidify.
We can bring some stuff of our own. There we go.
Maybe I'll win enough stuff out there by myself where I can stay where I'm going to be at.
I'm looking to win a lot of.
Bring me a couple of shirts. I'll give you my play of the day. Just make sure you avoid the FBI Patel guy. Just start avoiding. give you my play of the day. Give me a couple Sean, I'll make you rich. Just give me a couple shirts. Got a lot of picks up my sleeve.
That Georgia Tech pick's looking pretty good right now, huh?
Ooh.
What,
Preseason
preseason when I told you that, Coach, I put a lot of money on the over.
Hey,
that already cashed?
We hit that.
Yeah, he's already cashed.
I mean,
was it? I didn't know if the number was like 7. It was like 8.5 or something.
No, 7.5. That was play of the year. Out on it.
Good for you.
By the way, a new QR code up now. As we talk about events, and it leads us to preseason All-State, which we alluded to with Coach Bakich, will be down in Clemson, and the Shipyard. That QR code up there will take you straight to the events page for you to go ahead and see what we got going on. But preseason All-State, Espo, easily biggest state showcase of the year.
Biggest, right? We've 2 events, right? We talked about it. Heck, our first year doing this 4+ years ago, we only ran one here in the Midlands, and we decided to break out 2 and try to split the state. And they've been awesome. This is the second year. We took a hiatus last year, but we're heading back to Clemson for our first one on January 25th. Kind of that preseason All-State tour. We're gonna head. We're coming to you guys. Coming to the preseason All-State North up at Clemson on January 25th. For that one, we were there 2 years ago for a wonderful event. Obviously, tremendous facilities up there at Clemson with their half turf field, the cages, and then also with their stadium and their facility. And then the following week, January 31st, we're heading back to our home, away from home, back down to the Shipyard for the tour of the Shipyard. I feel like we hit up down there. So we'll be down there on the 31st for the preseason All-State South. But these are our 2 biggest events of the year. And I want to go ahead and throw this one out there. They are our first qualifiers for our junior future games, our future games roster, our super sophomore roster, our senior future games, along with also our border battle at the beginning of the summer. This is the first qualifier that the players have to hit right off the bat. We understand some players in the summer, they go off, and once June hits, they're gone. But if players are looking to go, hey, I want to try to make the future games team, but I'm not around in the summer. I want to make the super sophomore team or junior future, senior future, whatever it is, right? This is your first qualifier, first opportunity down there. But then also for us, selfishly, it gives us an awesome opportunity to lay eyeballs on and see guys and get great metrics and get great data right before the high school season starts, right? We see tons of players and get tons of video, get tons of social media content for us to see selfishly, but also to promote the players of the state right before the high school season starts. And then also on top of that, right, like just like Coach Bakich was saying earlier, it helps the coaches. They can't get out, they can't get on the road right there, but they're able to see all the data and see all the video and see all the social media stuff that's out there, and be able to get that data and compare and see the players that they need. But these are 2 huge ones for us that start with the preseason All-State January 25th at Clemson for the preseason All-State North. Those invites have gone out. They went out last night at, I think, 7 p.m. Check your email, 7:30 p.m.
You heard
Coach Bakich, yeah. He got his last night. So those invites went out last night. So if you're unsure, check your email, check your spam, check your junk email. It's in there. Also, you can go in and request your invite. We will start going through those here soon. And if we accept them, you will get an email, accepted email for those. So check those emails, check all that stuff. We'll continue to send out reminder emails, reminder text messages, all that fun stuff, just with all that coming up, even though we're a couple months out. But these are 2 big ones for us. And Sean can speak on these numbers a little bit more because he's been diving into it. But commitment-wise over the past few years, how many kids that have come through this have moved on and committed off into colleges.
337 at any of any kids that have come to a prep baseball South Carolina preseason all-state event. There's been 337 commitments after attending one of those events. So, and that includes obviously the kids that are still in high school now that have attended a preseason all-state event and then went on to go to larger events and then maybe even the future games that we've seen a couple of those guys end up finding their homes here in the last couple of months. So yes, absolutely, that's a big ticket to getting your name on some of these other invite-only events going forward, and we're looking forward to it. And honestly, I have to say, Clemson's facility is really, really helpful for an event like this. You can do so many different things. You've got the indoor, you've got the half field, you got obviously the big field out there. We're just hoping that the weather kind of holds off for us a little bit. So,
and the shipyard's great because you got the 2 turf fields. They give us access to, and obviously they got the indoor if we have to use it. Knock on wood, we don't have to. Last year we had to move it because of the beautiful snow that decided to hit Charleston. We had to move it a week back. But, right, we have 2 premier facilities to run this at, and we're lucky enough to have those facilities to be able to come down there. But, I'll kind of reiterate it. We had players last year that purposely came down to these events with the sole purpose to be on the future games team because they knew their travel circuit in the summer did not allow them to come to anything else. So if hey, I want to have this opportunity to make one of those events, but my travel team, once June comes, is pretty much out of the state of South Carolina, here's your opportunity. Don't wait and go, oh, how do I make the future games or the senior future or the junior future? And I've been gone all summer. Here's your opportunity right here. You're ready. It's the week or week and a half right before the high school baseball season kicks off with trials. So you're ready. Don't tell me you're not in shape. If you're not in shape, you ain't going to be making your team. So you got other problems. You're ready to roll at that point in time.
Coach,
and it's an open period.
Request my invite right here. Let me know.
Sean, I will deny yours, but it's okay.
Not again.
Hey, 2 things. The Clemson Showcase. If you're willing, you can bring a present. It is 6 days after my birthday. And the second thing is, Coach, I think we should follow the Bakich train here and just have a winter carnival with the showcase. We'll put Austin in the dunking tank, and we can put the track man on the dunking tank. See how far you can throw it and dunk Austin.
If you get over a certain speed, he has to fall. I don't even care if we hit it.
It'll be so cold that Austin will freeze in that water. That'll be good for him.
Let's hope not.
It's okay. Espo will put me in the indoor facility like last time. I feel great.
He's sticking on camera this time.
No, I'm good. I'm good. That's on that. Anything baseball related left to talk about here, boys?
We also have one more event that's coming up, the Columbia preseason ID that is opening up right before the preseason all states. So on January 17th, Shawner.
17th, yeah.
Yeah, here in Columbia at the DBAT facility here.
DBAT.
So we're right. The preseason all state invite only, the Columbia preseason ID open ID event, along with a Rising Stars event that'll be slashed with that. So great facility here in Columbia. The DBAT facility will have access to be able to do majority of the stuff we need to do in there. There'll be a couple things one or two things that we might be able to be hamstrung on a little bit due to where we're at in the timing of the year, but the cost will be down a little bit. So with the cost, it'll reflect what we'll be able to do in that one. So to help the families out, but first opportunity for those players that maybe did not receive an invite that want to come in and still have come to an open ID, which we had a player last year. We had a couple of players last year. We had get invites to the future games that came to the Columbia ID last year, and we had players that got invites to the Junior Futures team that came to the Columbia Rising Stars preseason ID. So those events are just as important for us at that point in time, selfishly, for what they use them for. But the players, come get your data, come get your video, come help grow, develop, get better, and use that for whatever you need it to, whether it's recruiting you're older or whether you're just trying to develop and get better as a baseball player.
100%.
Hey,
no disagreement.
So I did come up with something. I'm gonna move to a national level here, Coach. Super 60 coming up in February. A little down the road here on February 1st. Ethan Offing.
He's in. We've
the Tigers.
Yep. I think there's been I can't remember exactly how many players have been invited from South Carolina, but right now there's 3 or 4, I believe, South Carolina players right off the bat that have been invited to the Super 60, maybe more. I'm not sure right now, but it's 100% one of the better events from a pro scout standpoint, right? It's not an area, and it's not just your area guys. It's not just a couple, national guys. It's a bunch of decision makers that go across out there. Last year, I think we had 2 that were there that represented South Carolina. So it's one of the more premier scouted events from the scouting community in the country, from area guys to cross checkers to assistant GMs to assistant scouting directors to all across the board. People are always like, "Oh, it's in Chicago." Well, it's in one of the largest indoor facilities I've ever seen in my life. You can do almost everything in there you need to do. And they do a wonderful, wonderful job in taking care of the players and getting everything they need. Bring them up there Saturday. They have a wonderful little deal for them Saturday night, workout on Sunday, and fly them home. So they're not missing any more school that they've already missed enough of at that point in time. Gear them out with some cool gear, and those players come home. I think last year, 19 out of the 60-some players that went up there last year were drafted. So obviously he's telling you about the type of players that are getting invited to this event.
Offense is going to be interesting up there. I tell you what, obviously he's got a bunch of tools and stuff, but to me, he's been much more of like a gameplay kind of a guy. So it'll be interesting to see him in that large of a showcase environment. Looking forward to
Sean's praying that he just
I need some of those AGMs and cross checkers that Sammy was referencing to lock in on him and pick him. So yeah, that'd be great.
Because he wears a shitty shirt.
You know where his dad played football, Shauner?
Here? Did he?
Yeah.
It seems consistent with that. When a baseball player's father plays football at South Carolina, they go play baseball. Smart kids, man.
They throw 96.
Smart kid, and they throw the shit out of it. They throw the shit out of it, hit the shit out of it. Anyway, baseball. Are we good on baseball? Any more baseball?
I don't think so.
Sammy's good. I haven't sent this for a reason.
Geez.
Here are your records. Sammy 55 and 54. Sean taking the lead. Me and Austin are now tied at 59 and 50.
Can you say the record at least? I mean, just say it. Say it out loud.
67 and 42. You can screw off. It was a tough week for all. The winning record for the week last week was 5 and 5. So that should tell you what you need. Or Espo 3 and 7. Rough week for Espo.
What's that?
However, we're gonna. What'd you say, Espo?
I need to see some calculations. I think somebody's cheating.
I don't ever cheat. Cheaters never win. If you ain't first,
no punishment.
I'm not. Espo's getting the punishment this year.
You didn't do nothing last year. Ain't nobody else gonna do it.
I tried to do it.
You did not.
That was the weakest effort I'd ever seen in my life.
I tried. Never mind. I can't say what I was about to say. We'll start off with number 1. Clemson travels to Louisville on Friday night. Straight up pick here. Sean first, me, then Sammy.
Cards.
The Cards were better last year. Give me the Tigers to win this game. Wow. First time in like 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I need to somehow make a comeback, but I need to make a comeback on both y'all, and y'all split the pick here, so that's a problem. I think Louisville is going to lose Clemson.
Ooh.
Dabo got them boys right.
No, it's just that he had Bakich on the show earlier, so we had to stick to the figures. And we should have knew Sean wearing that shit was going to pick the Cards. Papa John said Sean's going to order for a minute to represent Papa John.
Is it still the Papa John Stadium after all that?
I thought they kind of axed that.
I think it's still Papa John Stadium.
Ah,
I'll look it up in a minute. Staying in the ACC, Virginia travels to Duke.
Virginia
with
lost
the
last
Library
week.
Bowl.
Yeah, to Wake. Give me. Isn't Duke playing right? I'll take the Devils.
No,
Duke
they did
lost
change
to
the name.
UConn.
They changed their name.
Good pick.
Duke lost to UConn.
Give me the Who's. I think they rebounded.
They both lost miserably last weekend, but Duke does find a way to score a lot of points, so I'm taking Duke.
Hey, Wake's going to a bowl game. They beat the Cavs last week.
Good.
Robbie Ashford.
They got real speed on that team. When you try and run from bullets, you got speed.
You try to get that chicken when you run out of chicken up there at
They
the
get to
Bojangles.
that gas station. They have to run around. Grab.
Well, hey, me and my daughter had a nice experience at a gas station the other night. Woo, that'll be for another call.
They go to that Bojangles and they're at a chicken, wait 20 minutes, and you got to run around for 20 minutes. Iowa travels to USC.
Well, that's a good game. Iowa lost to Heartbreaker last week. Yeah, give me Iowa on the road.
Yeah, I can't do it. Lincoln, poor Lincoln. Give me the Riley name has just been bad recently. Give me the Hawkeyes.
But he did put his backup quarterback in as a punter and disguise him as a punter. So he outsmarted everybody. Due to the fact that you all both went with Iowa, I now have to go with Southern Cal. So that's easy for me. Thank you, guys. It's one way or the other here.
All right,
Don't call it a comeback.
I'll go against you, Sean, on these next ones. Oklahoma travels to Alabama.
I think it's closer than you think, but roll tide.
You know, Bama's due for a I don't know, they had against Gamecocks.
A good team. That's what they have.
What did you just say? Have you watched TV recently?
He can't.
No,
YouTube.
He got
doesn't
YouTube
have-
TV. He lost ESPN for the last 4 weeks.
We got that Fubo.
Brent Venables was on the sideline for the Clemson game, and I think Dabo rubbed off on him, so give me the Tide.
Okay, so y'all both took the Tide. Did I hear that right?
Boomer.
So I got to go Boomer.
I mean, you don't have to. You could try to get
No, I got to go with it. I have to make a comeback. I'm running out of weeks.
You also have to make right picks. That's the
playoffs.
Like,
just stick with your L's. Don't worry about it.
I don't have any.
No.
Austin's going to be locked in for this. He's going to hit fungos at halftime. Texas takes on Georgia.
They're rolling.
Texas is still ain't no good to me. Give me the Dogs. Sean, we screwed him.
Y'all got me. Texas for the upset. Going to ruin Georgia's season.
Coach is about to finish 2-8.
or I will be in first place.
Sean, he has digged himself a big hole here. As we go against the spread here, South Carolina travels with Texas A&M. Texas A&M 19.5-point favorites.
Gamecocks plus the number. Gamecocks plus the number, Coach. 12 o'clock game. They're not looking for it. We are gonna play up to our competition. It's happening. They're gonna lose by 17.
They made it like a speech, like they were gonna get a field goal walk off.
This is a tough one.
It actually is. New coordinators.
A&M big win. Carolina's got some new coaches. Give me the Cox to lose on a last-second field goal.
Wow. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. But if he would have picked Clemson, screw him. Do it again, Coach. Go ahead.
No, he's got to go the other way. He's got to
go. Do it. Do it. Let's go. Come on.
All right. I stick with my guns. A&M. Got to.
Espo's going to drive down there and do the Aggie call.
I got to stick with my guns on this one. I was going to go – if y'all split, I was going to go South Carolina.
Really?
Just 'cause
Look at it. See,
yeah,
that's the problem is we're all thinking the same way. They're going to get smoked. They're going to lose like 28.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of more on Sean your bandwagon of it's a noon game, new coordinator, nobody knows what's going to happen. The problem is that damn quarterback for A&M is pretty good.
Yeah, but Labubu's going to do it.
Our defense has not been the problem. The defense has not been the problem. So, I mean,
Except for you got a guy that can run. That's
been the
probably
problem.
different. That's been a problem for everybody.
I mean, yeah.
College game day. Notre Dame travels to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 11.5-point underdogs.
Narduzzi had a riveting interview on this one. Did y'all hear that one?
Lose by 100 and still didn't matter.
Yes.
That means when your boys know you'll be in Vegas after. I was about to say go lay down 200 on the Panthers.
I got Coach. I'll whatever you want me to do. I'll put some down.
Play of the day. 2 shirts.
Notre Dame's been feeling it. I think that they're always trying to like get right at the end of the year, but I see this as like a 27-17 game. So give me Pitt plus the number.
Sammy, we just made your pick for you. Give me Pitt to win outright.
Thank you. All right. Notre Dame. There it is.
This was about to go 1-9.
9-1, boys. Let's go. Back in the fight. Never out of it.
We'll see what we got here. Florida really.
Oh, man.
Ole Miss.
I mean,
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
This is not even a question. He's about to lay it on them, especially with all the rumors and everything. Oh my God, it's the Ole Miss for sure.
I can't go against the lane train no matter what. So I got to.
Give me Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. I can't go against this one.
Big one here. Not big game. UCLA travels to Ohio State. Ohio State 32.5-point favorites here.
Yeah, Ohio State covers late.
Yeah, I don't think Ohio State can score 32.5. Give me UCLA to cover.
UCLA to cover.
That's a bet I'm going to make.
Sucks.
They got the Heisman
UCLA to cover.
Julian saying no. Give me
Hey,
Mendoza with the fighting sick.
Hey, I'm not. I can care less about the Big Ten SEC battle thing. I saw a post the other day, and it was about if Florida had played Ohio State's schedule, that they'd be talking about Billy Napier being in the running for Coach of the Year and getting in the playoffs.
Who'd you pick, Coach?
UCLA.
Our last game is one close to the heart for Espo. NC State travels to Miami. Miami 14.5-point favorites.
Miami do last week? They cover
one.
They played somebody.
No, you can't.
I know your boy's throwing it around though. Your little quarterback over there. Give me NC State to keep up. This is a high scoring game. First to 40 wins it.
38-32.
NC State has burned me already this year. Dave Dorian, poor guy. Give him to me. Guess what? Give me the Wolfies straight up.
You keep doing it.
Carson Beck, the sloth, sucks. He throws 4 picks.
There you go. There it is.
Got to go to you.
Okay, I am about to go to my bookie and lay money on the U because Sammy just picked it. When Sammy picks NC State, it's legit.
The Pack can score, but the Pack don't do well in the state of Florida.
Yeah, but it's Carson Beck.
He might have got a Lambo stolen. He's got to get some money back.
He might have linked up one of them volleyball girls at NC State.
Giddy up now.
He go after them South Carolina women's basketball girls next.
He just wants a winner. He obviously wants a winner.
No, he wants man dresses. Never mind. Anyway.
Stop.
I didn't say anything.
Stop.
Man dressed as a dude.
Stop it.
Fly away, fly high. Anything else we got to add, boys?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Negative.
Appreciate Coach Bakich.
Yes, big shout out to Coach Bakich.
I didn't tell him. I have been watching his Instagram reels every time.
It's been good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted to talk to him about that, but he hit it on the head multiple times. People talk about make sure you know the recruiting calendar. Coaches can't be out. But he's like, we look at the data. Yeah. And coaches ain't out anywhere anymore. And he hit it on the head. He hit it on the head. Coaches don't go out like they used to.
Hey, well, we'll see you again on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Coach Christmas at Fort Dorchester will be live with his high school preview. And then we'll see you again on Sunday. Coach Weathers, Coach at Westside, Coach Crawley at White Knoll. And then we've got what we got here. We got Coach Ryan at Rock Hill. So 3 previews on Sunday. And we'll release Tuesday's podcast at a later time with special guests to be determined. But
2 of us will be in
these 2 guys will be in Vegas grabbing 2 shirts and playing my play of the day. Tuesday, it'll be Tuesday night. That's Mac Action.
Maction, boy.
Maction. I got to Coach, we're pulling for Akron to win by 6.5 tonight.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are. They were up 3 last time I checked. Let's look at it again. One more time. Shut up, Sean. You're wearing that shit on your shirt. They're losing. Okay, we need to end.
I'm losing money on a Tuesday night to Maction.
It's $1. I don't make enough with prep baseball South Carolina to bet enough money.
Neither do I.
But anyway, anything else you got to add for I end this thing?
Negative.
So that's going to do us for episode 131 from all of us here at Prep Baseball Report. Not report, sorry.
Not report, shut up.
It gets confused. Prep Baseball South Carolina, except Austin Smith. We hope you have a great week.